Hi, this is Evelyn of the Modern Needle, and I had some questions about the Tetris blanket or any blanket that you want to attach a border and an I-cord or a t-shirt or any knitted or crocheted item really, because it'll work for both. If you wanted to add a knitted border, there's two ways to add a knitted border. One is just the I-cord, and the other one is where you can actually add a little bit of a border to go with it. So if you give me a minute, I'll get set up and I will show you how I did that. And yeah, let me know if that helped you at all. So let's talk about attaching an I-cord or a wider border around a blanket. Any blanket that you made or any sweater that you made or anything where you may want to attach a wider border and then an I-cord. So you cannot attach the wider border and the I-cord together because when you get to the corners, you will have a wider corner, let's say, I don't know, let's say 5 stitches or whatever you think of the border that is either in knit stitch or in garter stitch, and then you'll have the I-cord running across the top. There are two ways that you can do this. You can either knit the border going this way. You knit in the same way that this knit stitch here goes, or the rib stitch, or you pick up all of the stitches here and knit it upwards. That is whatever is aesthetically pleasing to you. My thought is that if you want to attach a wider border first, and then on top of that wider border you have your I-cord, once you get to the corners, you're kind of stuck because you're starting here, cast on an X amount of stitches and either knit up this way or again pick up your stitches this way and knit it that way. Either way, you will create a corner here of where this is the stitches that we have. You're going to knit to the other end, and let's pretend that this here is the other end. You will come to the top and I suppose, well, here you could pick up these stitches and knit to the top, but either way you'll have this corner here to fill in. If you attach the I-cord right here, that is fine. That is fine. You can put the same stitch 3 times into the same hole, and you can create a little bit of a corner if you're using the I-cord. But if you have a wider border, then that doesn't work. So what you need to do is you need to fill in, like on a quilt in a log cabin style, you need to fill in from this end to this end. You need to knit, and then you cast off here. Then with that added border that you have, you pick up again stitches coming across here, and you pick up the cast off stitches here, or you can leave them here and pick up this way. I do suppose that you could fan them out depending on how wide it is. If you only have it like 5 stitches or whatever before the I-cord, you can knit back and forth and secure every second row back into the corner where you were to go. Knit this way, attach it, knit that way, come back this way, attach it again, and you need to go in at least 3 to 5 to maybe even 7 rows to fan itself around. The wider your border is, the harder it will be to knit on a border and attach the I-cord to get around the corner. But let's say you want to have a wider border, about this wide, which might be 7 or 8 stitches, that you either knit this way or that way. You'll have to cast them off or leave the stitches here and then start up again from here where your border would be, and knit again to the next corner, and then you go ahead and you'll knit the I-cord on past that. If you only want a 3 or 4 stitch border to be included in here with your I-cord, that should work. And let's have a look to see if that actually does work. I'm going to start a little bit before here. So if we were to attach an I-cord, I got some matching yarn here, so just give me a second to make sure that I'm on the right, yeah, feeding from the right spot. There we go. So let's say for blankets, I like a grippier I-cord. We'll do the I-cord 4 stitches, plus we want to add 4 stitches onto here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be the I-cord, and 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know, let's make it 5 to stitch into here. So I will need to anchor this, and I can either go into the knot like we have been to pick up stitches, or I can go in between. So let's go through the knot here, and we'll knit those 2 stitches together. So I just looped it up 1. Sorry. Let's get the lighting, better lighting here. Okay. So here I am loose. I just cast on 9 stitches, I believe. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. And I'll go in here and I'll pick up 1 stitch. This is number 10, but I will slip this guy over to attach it properly. Okay. So this stitch here is 100% attached. We'll turn the work. We will slip the first stitch with the yarn in front or in the back. It actually, I don't think it matters. It'll straighten itself out. And now I'm going to knit right until the end. I'll bring this up a little bit, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I don't want to do that. I want to do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And here I wanted to have 4. Okay. So I have 4 stitches. I cast on 9 and I knit the last one together with this knot here. So I have 4 on this side. This will be the border, and this will be my I-cord. I will slip them onto the right hand needle with the yarn in front. Now I will turn them and The yarn is in the back here, and I will pull this yarn right to the first stitch. It'll form a little tube. So I will knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This will become part of the I-cord. Now I will knit 4 for the attached border. 1, 2, 3, 4. I will slip this through the 4th. And knit these 2 stitches here together. I want to make sure I get all 4 strands there. As you can see, this is now attached to the blanket here. I will turn it around, slip the first stitch with the yarn in the front towards me, and I will knit to the last 4 stitches. I should have 4 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now again, I will slide these onto my right hand needle without them being knitted. They now sit in the back of my work. There's 4 stitches here. I will just, this will pull to the front and it will form a little tube. And once we get a couple of rows in, you can really actually see the tube forming. So 1, 2, 3, this is stitch number 4. This is my I-cord. And now I'm going to work the 4 stitches for the border. I knit 3, I lift this stitch, actually I will lift it as if to knit, and I will pick up the knot on the sides. Now of course you can knit right into the side. I put my needle in here and I will knit them together. Rock my needle a bit to make sure that this is nice and attached tight. Turn my work, slip the first stitch with a yarn in the front. I will knit the next 3. And here again I have my 4 stitches of the I-cord. I will slip them with the yarn in front, so facing me. It is now in the back, and you can already see here how these stitches warp across the front there to form a little tube. Now I will knit them. And again, I do like to rock my first stitch a little bit to make sure it's nice and snug. 2, 3, 4. This is my tube. And now there's 4 stitches for my border. Slip as if to knit. Go into, pick up the knot and knit them together and rock the needle to snug it up. You can already see here that I do have a little bit of a border, and here is my I-cord, and this is my knitted on border. I will slip this with the yarn in the front facing me. I knit 1, 2, and 3. So when I count the slipped one plus my 3, that's my 4 for the extra border. And here are my 4 I-cord stitches. I will just slip them onto the right hand needle without being knitted. My yarn feeds from the back. I will knit those 4, 2, 3, 4, and sometimes I even hold my needles a little bit sideways so that the tube can snug up. Here are my 3 border stitches, and my 4th one gets slipped as if to knit, and now I'm actually in the corner here. I will knit right into the corner to attach it and slip this over. I will slip this first stitch here with the yarn in front and knit my 3 border stitches, 1, 2, 3, with a slipped one. It is 4. Here are my 3 icord. I will pop them over to, come on, I pop them over onto the left hand needle to be knitted, and you can see that I split the yarn when I knitted this. There is a loose strand here that actually needs to be popped over this guy. I will do that as I knit to fix this. So I kind of hold this a little bit sideways. 1, 2, 3. I will fix this stitch here. There we go. It is now over the neck of this stitch. 1, 2, 3. I will knit the 4th and then knit 1, 2, 3 for the border. Slip as if to knit. This is my 4th stitch, and I will go right back into the same hole. This is my very same corner hole. You can already see I went in there once. This is my 2nd time. And I have to pop that over because it's like a knit together. 1, 2, 3, 4, yep. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I'll bring it back over. And I think maybe I'll try one more time and see if it brings it around, but it may not. Sorry. Yeah, I lift that and knit my 3 border stitches. 1, 2, 3, the 4th, and I will slip these stitches back onto my right needle because they are the icord. Knit the 4 icord stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here are my 4 border stitches. 1, 2, 3. Lift as if to knit. Pick this back up. I just tend to go in, hang on to this guy here, go in, pick up my stitch and pull this over, and then just rock my needle. However, it is as if I have 2 of them together. I have both stitches from the corner, and as if I were to knit them together. I'm doing the same thing. I'm just having it easy on my hands. I do rock this a little bit. So now you can see I have my 3 stitches in here in this corner. And when I lay it, I wonder, I probably have to do this 5 times in order to get enough fan to go around the corner. So let's see how that'll work. I will slip the first stitch with the yarn in the front towards me. 2, 3, 4. Here are my I-cord stitches, and you can see now we do have, it will form this tube. It looks a little bit strange until you have maybe, how many rows did I knit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am on row 7 right now, and now this is the first time that I actually thought it looked kind of like a tube. So I will slip it with the yarn in the front, and you won't get confused. If I were to slip it with the yarn in the back and I get to this way here, I know that if I pull it to the front, I'll disrupt the look of this tube, because I'll do it this way, and you'll know right away that that was a mistake. So we need to slip it with the yarn in the back, because that's where this belongs. Put it back on here, and every so often give your tube a little tug, because then you can actually see it. Now, as you can see, this may be something else worth mentioning. You can see this bit here from the connectors. Once this is pulled a few times, it will disappear. However, this here is the front side. You can see this, and this is the back side. If I would have attached it from the back to the front, it would have looked cleaner. I just had the blanket laying here this way, so I attached it to the front. But normally, I would attach it with the back facing me, so that the unsightly bit of the curl of this bit here will also be on the back. And this is the front side that I would see, so you can see that. So, okay, sorry, let's get back over here. I will slip this. No, where am I? I'm at the beginning of the round. I need a little bit more yarn here. So I will knit these 4 stitches. Snug it up a little bit. 2, 3, 4. This is the tube, and keep right on going. 1, 2, 3. Slip as if to knit, and go right back in here. And pop this stitch over. So technically we're kind of doing an SSK here. I will turn the tube again. I will turn this again, slip it with the yarn in the front towards me, and knit. And I can feel that it wants to travel around the corner. Now I might have to do, okay, we'll do that next. I will give this I-cord 3 extra twists, 3 extra rows, because this bit here is going to be narrower, that it won't need as much space to come around as this guy needs. So I'm here at the I-cord. I will slip my I-cord back to the right needle, turn it around, and now I will only knit my 4 I-cord stitches. I want a little bit of extra room to move around here more than this band here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will return this back to the left hand needle, and just for the I-cord, I will knit that I-cord 1 or 2 extra times. So right now this is my first extra time. 2, 3, 4. I guess I'll give it one more. I'll slip it back onto my left needle. The yarn feeds from the back, and this is my second extra row, so it'll be 3 rows that the I-cord has been knitted. You can see that the I-cord here is longer than my border, and now I will just force it back together. 2, 3. I will slip this as if to knit, go back into the hole, pull up a loop or a stitch, and pop the last stitch over. My stitch count always needs to be 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. When I started off, I had 9 because I needed to have an extra stitch here to pop it over. Okay, turn this back. Slip this with a yarn in front, 1, and knit, 1, 2, 3. Here's my I-cord, 1, 2, 3, 4. I will slip this back onto, and you can see that this stitch here, because I did 3 rows longer, this stitch looks a little bit longer, but give it a second, it will disappear and just look like all the others. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my I-cord, and you can see that the I-cord wants to bend because I gave it extra. So 1, 2, 3, slip as if to knit, go back into that hole and slip it over. So this was row number 3, and I think we had 3 or 4 on the other side. So you can already see that I am making a corner here. Turn it about, slip it with a yarn in front, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here are my 4 I-cord stitches. There we go. Get a little bit of yarn out. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, slip as if to knit and go back into the hole. And I believe this is the last time I will go into that hole. Then it should be the same as the other side. However, I really didn't count it. When you do yours, do a better job of counting than I did. Slip this guy, 3, 4, and here are my 4 I-cord stitches that I'm just going to transfer onto the needle. Now I will turn my work because I believe I'm now at the point of where I am traveling upwards. So let's see if that really worked. One, 2, 3, 4. This is my I-cord. 1, 2, 3. The 4th stitch of my border, and now I'm ready to move on. I'll go into the next knot. Okay. Sometimes it's easier just to pull up a stitch, and sometimes it is here, this one will be easier. Sometimes it's easier to stick the other needle in and knit them together. At the end we're doing the same thing, so it actually doesn't really matter how you do it. This will be the front here, and all of this will disappear into the corner. So I slip this, 1, 2, 3. Here is my fourth, and I will slip these again to the front. Here's the I-cord, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3. Slip as if to knit, and knit into the next bump here. And so you can see, if I were to keep on knitting, it would form the corner just like this. It'll go around the corner. So you move on to the next corner, and you do that 3 more times. Once you get over here, you will have to sew or graft these together, and then just slip the tubes inside one another, and the tube will look almost seamless. So sew this together, and then see if you want to give your tube, just knit the tube 1 extra row or 2 extra rows, and then just with your needle take off all 4 stitches, pull them together, and then just feed it. You can see on the bottom, this bit here belongs on this side because it's part of the cast on, but the tube is right here. So it's quite clear. So you can take your sewing needle with the 4 attached stitches in it that you just sewn off, and pull it into here and pull your needle through, and that will completely disappear. These 4 stitches here, you have to graft together, whichever way that you want to do it to get it together. And if you did this I did it actually on the wrong side because I attached it to the front. But if you were to attach this to the back side, it would look like this. And then once it's blocked and stretched, all of this will not look lumpy or bumpy. It'll look just perfect. You will have to check around with your tension how many stitches you want for that extra border, how wide you want that I-cord to be. I probably wouldn't make it a whole lot wider than 4 stitches. It gives you something nice to hold on to, but it's not too chunky, and you can see how the I-cord kind of looks pretty. And like I said, you do have to move up a little bit for the I-cord to even look like an I-cord. So let's see if that helped. Thank you for watching this mini tutorial with me, and let me know if it helped you in the comments, or if you like it, give it a thumbs up. Follow me on YouTube, click the little subscribe button so you don't miss anything if I do upload anything, and let's make very happy borders and I-cords. Have a good day.